Welcome to Puppets and Parrots.
The verb is widely considered to be one of the most integral element when it comes to constructing a sentence. It tells you what the subject of a sentence or clause is doing. And verbs are at the heart of sentences and clauses. They are indispensable to the formation of a complete thought. A verb can express a thought by itself and can be understood. Three types of verbs: action verbs, modal verbs, auxiliary verbs. Action verbs, which can be transitive or intransitive verbs, and modal verbs we call sometimes we call it as helping verbs, and auxiliary verbs sometimes we call it as linking verbs. A verb is a part of speech which is used to describe physical action, mental action, and state of being. As you can see from the definition that there are two main categories of verbs. Action verbs and state of being verbs are also known as linking verb because the action verbs and linking verbs are strong enough to be used in sentence all by themselves. So they are called main verbs. Run and feeling verbs. For example, think, guess, feel, consider. Some verbs tell us about what things are and what they have. These are being and having verbs. For example, he is a good swimmer. She has mangoes. Here has and is are the state of being verbs because it express present status of subject. This is verb and its classification structure. Here the verb can be classified as finites and non-finites verb, and finites verb again classified into transitive and intransitive verbs. Transitive and intransitive verbs can be classified as auxiliary verbs, tenses, and again auxiliary verb can be split into primary auxiliary and modal auxiliary. For primary auxiliary, we have do form of verbs, have form of verbs, be form of verbs, and for modal auxiliary we have can, shall, may, might, could, should, might, would. And semi-modals we have to, used to, dare to, must to. And for non-finites we have gerund, present participle, past participle, infinitives. Verb classified into two types, finites and non-finites. Finite verb is the main verb in the sentence. Every sentence must have a finite verb, even sentences that are not in the present or past tenses. Finite verbs can stand alone in a sentence or part of a verb phrase. If there is more than one verb in the sentence, the finite verb is usually the one closest to the subject. And for the non-finites, it does not have a subject or a tense or is part of a verb phrase, which means these verbs cannot serve as the main verb in an independent clause. This means they don't provide the action of a sentence. They also lack a tense. While the sentence around them may be past, present, future tenses, the non-finite verbs themselves are neutral. Let's see some example for finite and non-finite verbs. For finite verbs, Sarah cooks carrot. Sarah cooked carrot. Here the finite verb is cook and the subject of the sentence is Sarah. The tense of the verb is in the present tense and second sentence is in the past tense. And for non-finite verb, they want to eat eggs for breakfast. They is the subject, want is finite verb, but here to eat is the non-finite verb. There are three kinds of non-finite verbs. First one is gerund, second is infinitives, and third one is participles. Participles again classified into two types, present participle and past participle. Let's see more details about each type of verbs. Verb having finite and non-finites. In finites we have transitive and intransitive, and non-finites we have gerund, present participles, past participles, and infinitives. Let's see some details about non-finite verbs. Non-finite verbs can stand on itself without being assisted by an auxiliary verb. The word non-finite means unlimited and it is not limited by the subject. and it having three types of verbs: gerund, infinitives and participles. Gerund. What is gerund? Gerund is the ing form of a verb used either as a verbal noun like a subject or as an adjective, can be called as a gerund. And gerund is stand without the help of auxiliaries. For example, taking exam is important. Taking is ing form of verb used as a subject of a sentence, and so it is called gerund. And for infinitives, an infinitive is formed from a verb, but it does not act as a verb. It acts as a noun, adjective or adverb. And it is actually made up of two words. To plus verb. These two words act together as a noun, adjective or adverb. For example, I will ask her to prepare the dinner today. Here, to prepare is the infinitives of the sentence. Participles. A participle having two types, present participle and past participle. A participle is a form of a verb that is used in a sentence to modify a noun, noun phrase, verb or verb phrase, and then play a role similar to an adjective or adverb. For example, I have been jogging. Here jogging is the present participle and it is used with the helping verb have been, and it forms the progressive tense. And for past participle, it is formed by adding d, ed, en, t to the base form of the verb. For example, I have arrived. Here the past participle is used with the to have and form the present perfect tense. So finite verbs, we have transitive and intransitive verb. Transitive verb and intransitive again classified into auxiliary verb and tenses. Auxiliary we have two kinds, primary auxiliary and modal auxiliary. Now let's see more details about each type of verb. And transitive verb has two characteristics. First, it is an action verb. Second, it must have a direct object, something or someone who receives the action of the verb. To identify any object, we used what or whom type of question. To make these things clear, now let's look into example. I stopped the car. I is the subject, stop is the verb, the car is the object. So, who is the doer of the action? I. What is action performed here? Stop the car. Who is the receiver of the action? The car is the receiver of the action. Let's see some example for intransitive verb. An intransitive verb does not take any object. Their action is not transferred from subject to something else. For example, the car stopped. The car is the subject, stopped is the verb here. And for tenses, any form of verbs which shows the time at which an action happened. For example, tenses we have three types: present tense, past tense and future tense. For example, I sing. I sing is the present tense, sang is the past tense and will sing is the future tense. So, an auxiliary verb is a verb that is used together with a main verb to show time and continuity. Auxiliary verbs are so called because they help to form the various tenses, moods and voice of other verbs. The principal ones are be form of verbs, do form of verbs and have form of verbs. And it's having two types, primary auxiliary and modal auxiliary. For primary auxiliary we have be form of verbs, am, is, are, was, will. And have form of verbs we have, has, had. And do form of verbs we have, do, does, did. A be form of verb is used with other verbs to form continuous tenses and the passive voice. And here have form of verb is used to make perfect tenses. Do is used for emphasize, to make questions or to form negative statement or questions. And further set of auxiliary verbs known as modal verbs or modal auxiliary verbs. Be thorough in the above discussed structure and it is the foundation for the advanced grammar. We all need to keep these basic verbs classification in fingertip before learning advanced level of grammar exercises like tenses, reported speech and so on. I will explain each type of verbs in detail in my upcoming videos. This grammar concept is also explained in Tamil and the link for the same is given in the description box. I hope you liked the video. Click the like share and subscribe buttons and keep supporting us. Turn on the bell button and get the notification of my future videos. Thanks for watching Puppets and Parrots. Happy learning.